Welcome to Neurotic News. Thanks so much for listening. Rathi, how are you?
Yeah, just this election, you know?
Yeah.
With the sausage sizzles.
Yeah. I guess we don't know when this is coming out, but the election did recently happen when we recorded this. You know, see, the posters are still up and so on.
Don't you reckon every Greens candidate just looks like a dude who passed you a bong in a share house one time?
Yeah, it does. It brings me back flashbacks to paranoid panic attacks.
Yeah, like I think I remember you.
Yeah. Yeah, you tried to sell me a stick of weed.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about the environment. It's confusing.
You're talking about the housing crisis.
Yeah. Which reminds me when you used to sleep on a mattress in the lounge room.
Yeah, you know they still smoke a lot.
Like Peter Dutton doesn't look like he passed a bong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He looks like he called the cops because he heard it. And then he arrived.
He was a cop. Yeah, it's crazy.
He called himself.
Yeah. Let me give myself a call. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you just do, so you would have just done the Brisbane Comedy Festival?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that experience?
It was kind of, well, like there was one night where I knew everyone.
Oh, fuck, that's the worst.
I knew everyone, but from different areas.
Wow. Different areas of life.
Yeah. So it felt like a Make-A-Wish kind of thing. Like,
It's
a support.
Let's get together and support him. He's doing his little show.
Yeah. It feels like inorganic marketing.
Right. I see.
It's not organic.
No.
It's not like it's just they remember changing your tire in Taringa in 2012 and then they see you and they go, that's the guy.
Right.
With the car.
They knew you through a family friend. They helped out with the car once. Now they're at your show.
So it's
confused, rustling through their bag.
Yeah. A lot of coughing.
I had that once where I recognised my psychologist that I was visiting in Melbourne.
Yeah.
She was just in the front row rustling through a bag with a light from a phone for the whole show.
I've noticed.
Then you see him in the session the next day. Like, oh, did you come last night? Oh, I loved it. Did you?
They're also the most badly behaved audience
Looking
members.
for a cough mint.
Yeah.
Looking for a
I had
lozenge.
One guy I had an awkward silence because I said Islam is a cool religion. And for some reason that caused like a level of silence that only scientists could study almost. You know when it's like a level of silence where it's like scientists could come in here and measure this like Ghostbusters for a new level of decibel reduction? Like there is no sound.
Yeah, something has been removed from the atomic structure of the air.
It was so quiet that a young bloke took the opportunity to have a snack. So like
to break the silence.
Like he opened a bag of chips and now he's eating like a Red Rock Deli crisp in the silence.
Man, that would have been loud in that silence.
It became the loudest Red Rock Deli crisp in the history of those chips.
Did you acknowledge it?
I did, yeah, because it was
so loud.
It was such a loud crunch.
When you're hearing the crunch of a chip, that's a tough gig.
And then you see the guy and it's like, oh, it's the guy that bullied me in high school. He's come back.
Wow.
And then afterwards they come up and they're like, mate, how'd you think that went? And then they show you like a slideshow of the renovations they're doing on their jacuzzi.
Because they've got a regular job.
Yeah.
They've got a real job.
That's cool.
Did they do the thing where it's like, do you make a living out of it?
Yeah, yeah.
They love that one.
Yeah. You can't be.
You make a living out of it.
Yeah. I did the maths and there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, so what, you just make a living doing this?
Yeah.
They're almost jealous. They're like, you better not.
Yeah.
Because that'd make me feel like I made the wrong decisions in life.
Yeah, totally. Well, because it was an election night, one time it was just this lady just stood up and started dancing. Because the results came in.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah.
Fuck, that pisses you off.
I
hate that shit.
It's hard.
Mm.
You know, you're pissing into bottles behind a wizard's curtain.
What does that mean?
I just mean like before you go on, the room's so small.
You've got to piss in a bottle.
There's no bathroom that's close. Right. But you know, your bladder just betrays you. When you, like as soon as you need an organ to cooperate, it refuses.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a cat or some shit.
That's when you. That's when you know you. That's when you feel like you haven't made it. When you're pissing into a bottle backstage.
Yeah.
You're not like I've made it.
No. It's a terrifying moment because you're kind of guarding the other area because someone can just walk in. So you're guarding and you're behind a curtain and you can just hear someone going, do you know what this show is? And then someone go, I don't know. So you're eavesdropping on shit. Like,
Yeah.
I heard one person afterwards, I just eavesdropped. They go, what do you think? And the other person said, it was good.
So it was the pauses that got you.
Yeah, you're like, can I be in a room where I don't hear like heckles before and after?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you get the how was that? I hate that. I remember the first show I ever did. This is 2012. So it's not my first ever show. I've been doing comedy for like 5 or 6 years, stupidly. But this was my first tour. And I took it to Melbourne Comedy Festival for the first time. And before I took it to Melbourne, I did Brisbane. And Shane Hunter, a local comedian here, convinced me, not to blame him because, I went along with it, to get naked at the end. Because the show was about our primal urges and the Iraq War was happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should get naked and go, we're all the same animal. It was kind of I actually genuinely can't remember exactly what it was. But then I got naked, like full dick out, like naked. And it just had such a reaction because you're desperate to close the show out. You're like, how am I going to end this show? Because you get to the end, it's like, the jokes can all land. But if you haven't got a finale, people are kind of like, you just like get a laugh and you go, anyway, I'm leaving. They're like, you need a finale. So I got my dick out and it just got such a reaction. I was like, fuck, I got to do this now. And I just committed to getting my dick out every night. Honestly, that was the thinking. Like it was too hard to top.
Right.
It was too hard to top. So then middle-aged women started turning up for the wrong reasons. Like you'd see like 4 or 5 with cocktails, like it was a strip night.
Like a hen's night.
Yeah. You get hen's nights in sitting in the front giggling. And I was like, this is not. And you're getting your dick out talking about the Iraq War. And they're like, fuck, it's great night out.
You'll see that at a hen's night, but it's because the stripper's having a mental breakdown.
Right. The man they're watching.
The guy that comes in and the cops are it's like,
right, and he starts talking
it's an illegal invasion. Like just starts crying.
There is no
shit.
Al-Qaeda in Iraq.
Yeah.
It was planned. 9/11.
It was a collaboration between Legacy Media and neocons. They're like, fuck, where'd you hire this guy from? Susie,
right?
With the cocktail cock straws.
You're saying you could get a male stripper in and he could just do his job, but then have a breakdown about the Iraq War.
Yeah, start crying about.
Coincidentally, whereas I have a show about human primal urges and have a monologue at the end about the Iraq War, and then I get my dick out. So it's like both are breakdowns.
Yeah,
one is a medium where you don't get naked, but I'm getting naked because I'm insecure and scared, and then another one is you get your dick out, but he's doing the monologue because he's having a breakdown.
He's doing the reverse.
Right,
dick out first, then Iraq monologue. He's opening with your closer.
Right, yeah.
Doing the show backwards.
Right.
As he spirals because he's a veteran.
Dick out first, Iraq monologue, or Iraq monologue and dick out second.
I'm a Gulf War veteran for Christ's sakes and all I've got is my horse cock.
Yeah, well, he'd be fit. A lot of veterans do.
I got PTSD, so now I have to strip for hens nights.
They're like, ooh, they don't even listening.
Yeah.
Ooh, show us again.
I narrowly missed an IED. My friend's missing all his legs.
I had it, and the other thing was during that tour, when I did it in Melbourne, it was the first show I ever did. That was in a 30-seater. It was literally called the locker room.
Yeah, right.
Do you remember that room? There's a whole bunch of.
I do remember something like that.
Locker room, Hurt Locker.
The Portico hotels.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. And I remember like I bombed one night. Like it just was sucking. And there was this dude that Tom Gleason was coming to the show and he was like, I love this guy. Go see him. Like he was helping me. First year in, he was just like, there's this young guy, go see him. So people were coming. And he sent these guys on coke. They were just on coke off their head, and they were just yelling the whole show. They weren't like being mean, but they were so coked up they wanted to be a part of it. So like, yeah, that's right, man. Oh yeah, that was your ex-girlfriend? Fuck, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And I was pretty inexperienced, fucking, 10, 13 years ago. So I was like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And then so I just bombed, and then I got my dick out because I was like, what else? How do I end the show? I've got to get my dick out.
Yeah.
I've got no other closer.
You're like Rain Man. Got to get the dick out because I did it last night. Like it worked. It worked once.
Fully.
Yeah.
And I got my dick out to silence. There was no finale. And that is the most you'll ever bomb. That's the most you'll ever bomb.
Yeah.
You get your dick out and it doesn't work as a bit.
Yeah. I'm glad you finished that sentence.
That's the worst you'll ever bomb.
Yeah.
That was a horrible experience. It became a joke at the festival. All the comedians were like, he didn't know how to end his show, so he got his dick out. And I ran into Michael Heng, who's another comedian. And during the festival, some point towards the end, I said, I worked out how to end my show without getting my dick out. I just do a callback to a bit I did earlier in the show. And so I ended up the festival without getting my dick out. And it was a big lesson.
That is
in comedy.
I think if you've got a bit that requires a lot of commitment like that and you're hungover, I feel like and it's a bad night as well. There can be so many compounding factors.
Yes.
Where it's like, now I have to do this thing in 10 minutes.
Right.
It's going to be so painful for me and them.
Right.
But I'm going to have to do it because I don't have the mental real estate to shift track. Do you know what I mean? It's like going into an incoming train. Because
yeah. Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of like guts and where like you have to be really in it. You can't be half-hearted. The risk is too high.
Like I see Michael McIntyre's act and I'm like, you'd need a good night's sleep for that.
A lot of energy.
Like you'd need REM sleep. You'd need to be in a great mood.
The truth is,
just before
the dedication required for high energy acts, you grow out of it. I think a bit, because you just go, I can't anymore. I used to do a lot of screaming and a lot of yelling on stage, and I just can't anymore. I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah,
I did do it just the other night, but it's more rare these days. I threatened to fuck the front row.
Yeah. Well, I think you got to be like, could I do this bit with late stage leukemia? And if it passes that test, then keep it.
That's an interesting test you've created there.
Yeah.
For
like
you.
I feel like Stephen Wright stuff you could do.
And you could do lying in the bed on stage.
You could do it on life support.
I admire that.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what you want your bits to be though.
Yeah.
You want to lie. You want to be able to lie in a bed and just talk them out without any energy and still work.
Yeah, with
you
like
don't have
an
to be
IV
running
drip.
around selling it. I got my dick out. I'm fucking hey.
Yeah, you can do it if you're in a good mood or if everyone's in a good mood.
Dane Cook's act was that when he started. Remember, he was super high energy. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, no, I like it. That stuff. But I just mean
that's like
you just got to be in a good mood.
Man, that's commitment. He's running around pouring water on himself and like screaming and just running back and forth, just like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
like,
you can't do that act after burying your firstborn.
Right, yeah.
Like emotionally, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that'd always be pretty tough, but yeah.
I guess Stephen Wright could still do it.
Yeah, that might not be related to his
might
act,
help
though.
his act.
You might give it a bit of pizzazz, you reckon?
Yeah, well, just like, I guess like the emotional turbulence you're undergoing affects whether you can commit to stuff that's high energy.
Do you think your act's high energy?
No. I don't think
It's just very writing driven, eh?
No, I think I'm on. I think I'm drinking Red Bulls to get energy.
Are you really? I can't believe you drink Red Bulls before shows.
I drink.
How does that not take you out of it a bit?
I find a Red Bull is like, just it's just I like it.
Yeah, right.
I like just the intense just rush of
Really?
like I don't want to get into monster shit. Like,
that's another level.
I don't want to get into fucking skeleton on the can dancing.
You don't think you'd be more relaxed if you didn't drink a Red Bull before? Because
I'd be too tired.
Because I do remember we stayed together one Melbourne and you were literally jumping up and down, doing push-ups, screaming into a state of a frenzy.
That was mental illness, yeah.
Yeah.
So
like it was crazy to
self-sabotage.
watch you just jumping up and down on the spot before you went to your show.
That was just self-sabotage.
Yeah, that was crazy. But I mean, obviously, I can't talk.
No, yeah. I don't think you want to get into the monster shit.
No.
Like the white.
I don't think
the
you
white
want any of
can,
that
you know,
shit,
the
man.
white.
Yeah.
That shit, like it keeps
Yeah.
getting.
It gets crazier and crazier. But
It's
they're
just nuts.
popular. People like that. It's like, yeah, I want the craziest one.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
Tastes like disgusting.
I've never I don't think I've ever tasted Mother Energy.
No, I just mean like Red Bulls as well.
Right.
It's like a medicine.
It does taste medicine-y, doesn't it?
Mm.
How the fuck? Whoever saw that turning into a Formula One team?
They're good when you're driving,
Right. You're not
like
falling
long
asleep.
distance.
Mm.
You know when you're doing that at the wheel,
Mm.
that shit.
Have a Red Bull.
A Red Bull. I just like that
Must be
feeling.
so much sugar in a Red Bull.
Sugar free. You don't need the
Sugar-free.
sugar one.
You know what takes up a lot of water? I found this fascinating. Talking about fucking liquids. That AI takes up lots and lots of water and power. Is that true? Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah, like so with the AI, with the ChatGPT, people are saying thank you to ChatGPT once it's finished their request.
Right.
And then ChatGPT generates another auto response. And just that response alone is costing OpenAI, the firm that made it, billions of dollars.
Just because it's one more response.
Yeah.
And every response takes up that much energy.
Yeah. They've got to water the servers to cool them down just because it's so much energy.
So it's really horrible for the environment.
Yeah.
And there's massive teams of people working on it. That's what you're saying.
There's this invisible army of humans that are tweaking the AI.
So it's not as AI as we think.
No, that's just an illusion.
Right. It's like the Mechanical Turk. Turk.
The Turkish dude that dressed up as like a kind of robot.
So explain the Mechanical Turk.
I think it was like the 19th century or whatever. This Turkish dude dressed up as a robot and started playing chess against people.
And fooled people into believing it was a real robot.
Yeah.
Not a wog in a suit.
In a Trojan horse wog.
Well, they love that, don't they? They get in the horse, then they get in the mechanical suit.
Doing the chess.
They love to get in things and go, that tricked ya.
Yeah.
And not this, mate.
There was targeted ads too, the Mechanical Turk.
Right.
Like he'd whisper stuff.
Like what?
Like the best Turkish coffee is over here.
You need a hair transplant, brother.
Yeah. And then checkmate, my mate.
Checkmate, brother.
Mahmoud makes the best tabbouleh. So there was targeted ads back then, but it was just him whispering through.
Wow.
The
So you're saying
suit.
that AI, in a sense, is the same thing because there's a whole bunch of people pulling the levers of AI, and we think it's just this flawless, technological marvel.
You don't even think it uses energy when you use it, eh? You're just like, well, it's just words and images that it's generating. Like it cosplays as frictionless production.
But behind the scenes, it's an epic use of power and resources.
There's millions of people tweaking algorithms, trying to like change the responses, like that are intervening with it. It's not just this autonomous thing.
Right. It's not it's the Mechanical Turk.
But I was thinking about like Wi-Fi networks, how like just how silly they are, the names of them.
Oh, people love a fucking quirky Wi-Fi network name.
Yeah.
They love it.
Like, take my Wi-Fi, please,
Yeah.
was one I saw.
Yeah, yeah.
But
They
it
love
feels
that
like
shit.
people are using up all their quirkiness naming the Wi-Fi network and there's none left
Yeah.
for real life.
Yeah, you meet them out in public and it's like you see their Wi-Fi network in your apartment complex.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi, like like Borat. My Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You're like trying to make
Take my Wi-Fi, please.
My Wi-Fi, please. shit
Yeah.
like that. Then you meet them and they're like, hello, I'm Darren. I work in software engineering.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you used up all your quirkiness on the Wi-Fi network password, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, you blew your whimsical load naming the Wi-Fi network, and now you're just like, I'm Dennis. Could
Yeah,
you
and well
sign
done.
here?
And well done, by the way.
Yeah.
We love it. Like, it's so funny to be logging into my Wi-Fi, which is rare, when you've got to log back in and you see my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks, man. That's really funny, hey, because we have to see it.
Yeah.
Like, we see it and it's like, it's crazy.
It's like an Easter egg gag.
Yeah. My Wi-Fi is like AZ10 1 #2
Yeah.
5.
You got to save your whimsy for real life.
Yeah, I actually
Dress up as a
I
wizard
try and
and
use
stuff.
use it as a fucking my personality.
Yeah.
I don't put it into the Wi-Fi. Fuckhead.
Yeah. They just funnel it all in.
Makes me want to kick him in the head. Is that aggressive?
It's like that comment under the YouTube video where it's like, who's listening in 2025? Do you see that?
No. What's that?
Well, it's just like people do stuff like that. They write little funny, like, who's listening to?
Oh, they're
this song?
saying like, who's now listening to it? 'Cause
Yeah.
It's been up for so long.
So they all do it. Like, hoo ha ha. But you just know they're just going to be like, I'm John.
Fat, cheesel,
I'm John.
like depressed.
Yeah.
I'm on Xanax. I need help. I've got cheesel stained fingers. I'm a fat pig.
He's like, stop staring at my tits. It's like, I'm trying to read your funny shirt. It's just there's so many words on your tits.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read.
Big fat tits.
Same with the funny shirt people. They're not whimsical when you meet them.
That's true as well.
Like when they have a shirt that's like, today's not your day and tomorrow's not looking good either.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to meet a real,
Who farted?
grim individual.
Yeah. Yeah. No, nobody with a personality would ever do that.
Like they're going to be crying into their craft
Well, you
beer,
reckon it's the same for number plates on cars? Like if they've got a wacky, like, SEX for life, like sex for life, like that kind of, or sexy, hot stuff. That they're just a dumb cunt, probably.
Yeah.
Like, do you reckon that's possible?
It's all gone into the number plate.
Or again, adding to that, loud motorbike guy.
Yeah.
That guy, no personality.
They outsource it.
Wi-Fi network, quirky names, quirky number plate, loud, quirky bike that's like irritatingly loud that disrupts cafes.
Someone with an email that's like dickbiscuit69@hotmail.com.
What it is all examples of exporting your personality into
A slogan or something.
right, and therefore by nature of that, you've got no personality.
Yeah.
Interesting theory.
The person you want to meet is the one who labeled their Wi-Fi network whatever it was labeled at the beginning, because they didn't even have time.
Right.
Like you want the Netgear 5G, like X, Y, C, like the person who's just so...
Right. If you're trying to meet someone based on their Wi-Fi network name, you're like, oh yeah, they didn't have time to even name it.
Yeah.
Because they've got a life.
If it's like Purple Dick Biscuit 69 lol, you got to stay away.
Yeah. They're worthless. Idiots.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso's their favourite show.
Yeah. I like it. It's funny.
It's not though, is it? Ted Lasso is like if 9/11 never happened.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. The universe the show exists in. It's like perfect. There's no darkness. It's like a happy. It's
COVID
like
has not happened.
COVID and 9/11 haven't happened.
Yeah.
The early 2000s, late 90s have continued.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
It's like a parallel universe.
Right. Where they're all basic bitches.
Yeah.
One of the things that comes up on my feed in social media is animal chiropractors. Have you seen these guys? Have you seen it?
I've not seen it, but I've heard that it's a phenomenon.
This guy is cracking animals' backs. Dogs, cats, horses. He does horses. He did a snake. He did a snake. A python. Like, all I'm saying is, how the fuck do you know that's doing anything?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know someone's a good animal chiropractor, and how do you get into that? Because he's pulling cats' tails and shit.
Yeah?
I guess to straighten him. He's like, and then the animal looks angry at him and then he pats him and shit. It's going so viral because you're getting a crack and you're getting like a dog wagging its tail.
He's cornered a market.
He's cornered a market, but he's also cornered he's only a chiropractor who's found a market that can't file a lawsuit, which is their biggest enemy, of course, as a chiropractor, the lawsuit.
The class action.
The class action.
The animals aren't going to do an animal farm
Right.
class action where they get together and...
Yeah, have a meeting and so on.
Yeah.
Even though that, I mean, is he really doing something for him, you reckon?
I guess we'll find out once we're able to communicate with animals using technology.
Right, yeah, I didn't think of that.
There's already people that can talk to whales now.
There are?
Because the whales are using like this weird Morse code language that's like ours.
Right.
To talk to the other ones.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're saying they can communicate with whales now?
Well, they're decoding their language. So like...
I wonder what whales talk
time.
about. What are whales talking about?
Marine collagen, maybe.
Or just plankton, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess there's not a lot going on in a whale's life. They'd be pretty boring, wouldn't they?
Mm. Well, we listen to whale music to sleep. Do they listen to human?
Well, what I was thinking is just like, you don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Some of it would be private fights, private conversations they don't want you to listen to.
Like across the ocean.
Well, I mean, there would be shit like, hey, did you fuck Steve?
Yeah.
You lying cow.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah. What are you, a shark?
Yeah. Where have you been?
Mm.
You've been with that other humpback. You fucking slut.
Yeah, I noticed
There would be shit like that,
I
though.
noticed your spout was full of cum. Your dog. I saw you.
Yeah.
It wasn't water.
Yeah. You've been talking with the humans again. It'd be paranoid shit as well.
Like did an octopus fucking use a tentacle in your blowhole? There's squid ink everywhere.
Right, you reckon the squids might be fucking the whales?
Yeah, there's squid ink on your collar.
Sounds like a Disney porn.
Squid ink in the whale. About a whale. About a human scuba diver using like a language interpreter to interpret Morse code.
No, I just mean animal, like weird. They always personify animals in Disney.
Yeah.
It's like that, but a porno.
I'd like to hear a nasty whale just saying nasty stuff.
Like, yo, man, this is my plankton shit.
Yeah. Like a real uppity whale that's annoyed.
Right. Fuck this shit. I'm sick of all these fucking cons.
Yeah.
Right.
Bastards. Like a grumpy whale. You could have a happy whale.
Oh, yeah. I think they'd be saying a lot of shit that they want us to hear.
We probably think they're having a good time, but people love a whale.
Yeah, they think they're having a good time, but you don't know if they're just like, this fucking sucks down here.
Mm.
Who's popular on what's popular on the internet that isn't loved in real life is cats.
Yeah.
The ratio.
From digital to analog, probably the biggest gap in love.
In the sense that cat videos are the most popular thing on the internet, but you try and sell a cat in real life.
No one will have it.
No one will have it.
It's kind of like a TikTok star with billions of views, but they can't sell out a 30-seater live.
Right.
For a live show.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
But the fans would pay to have him put down.
On the internet, massive.
Yeah.
But, yeah, in real life, it's like time to put him down. There's too many of them.
Yeah.
TikTok stars.
If we could live stream this TikTok star's euthanasia, we'll fund the Patreon.
Yeah.
For it. But we're not going to show up in the flesh.
No, it's true, though, because obviously everyone loves cats.
Yeah.
We're not saying they don't love cats. I'm just saying that there's a surplus of cats.
Yeah.
And if you have a cat to get rid of, it's going to be tough to get rid of. Because there's a lot of fucking cats.
No, you try to get rid of... That's why cat rescues are just packed to the brim.
Mm.
Like they can't give them away.
They can't give them away.
You go to rescue a cat, the person at the rescue is like about to drown it.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I'll take that one. They're like, I'm just giving it a bath. Because it's to clean it. It's like, I noticed...
Because cats are popular off the internet in real life, but
there's too many.
There's too many of them. So it is like TikTok comedians in a way.
Yeah. They're killing it online, cats.
I guess what we're saying is the ratio to, Because they are fucking killing it online.
In the analog world, yeah, people have them, but people aren't like, give me more cats.
Right. There's too many. Yeah, there are.
I just
They're
know
all-
if you try to give someone a cat, they're like,
It's difficult.
People are trying to give them away.
Right. And it's the same with TikTok comedians.
Yeah.
They have millions of views and followers. But then in real life, it's like, ugh, another one. You know? Should we go see him? Well, what's this going to be like? Playing a slideshow and so on.
I'll pay to have him euthanized if we can do that online.
Mm.
But in terms of leaving the house,
To get, yeah.
like I'll watch him
Yeah.
get euthanized like a live stream.
Right.
But
But
I'm
you
not
wouldn't,
gonna
you know, sit in a concert.
hire a babysitter and
That's
park.
that's the
Do you know
sad
what I
thing
mean?
about TikTok comedians, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, they're getting these audiences that are coming to see them because they've got an audience, which is the hardest thing to have as a comedian, you know. And then the audience come to see them live, and they don't understand comedy and they don't understand comedians and so on. So they're going to go see them, and they're getting burned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're getting burned by the TikTok comedian who can't do stand-up because he hasn't done stand-up before in clubs and so on.
Yeah.
So he's playing videos and all that kind of shit. You know, it's a shame.
So they burn the audience
They
off
burn
like
the
a wart,
audience.
like a wart.
Yeah.
Like when you burn a wart off.
Yeah. No, that's done.
It's gone.
It's gone. They're gone.
Because then they come back to do it again and it's like the audience has updated its security system.
Right. They're aware now of the falsity.
It's like you robbed me before. And now I've got like an
Right.
alarm that like goes off.
Well, the saddest thing is that some guys would be going to those TikTok live shows where they play videos and so on and think that that's good because they just don't know any different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'd be going to watch and go, oh, yeah, that was okay. But they don't know, like, they have not seen proper stand-up.
I guess I don't watch cat videos, but I like cats.
Right.
I'm the opposite.
So you like stand-up, but you don't watch stand-up
Yeah. Yeah. I like
TikTok comedians.
But I like literally like I like a cat, but I will never watch a cat video.
Some of the cat videos are pretty good.
Yeah, I just don't watch them. But
But
Like
you don't have any social media though.
I guess I don't see them. But yeah, so then I don't look for them, and they're not coming at me.
Right.
Like it's not like cat videos just come at you
Right.
in the street.
If you have a phone with social media, they'll come at you.
Yeah,
And once you start, they'll keep coming,
yeah.
you know? And they're fucking great.
It is weird, like with animals, how like the kangaroo is the mascot for Qantas.
It is, yeah. It's a nationally revered emblem of Australian culture.
But you can shoot them and the government will subsidise it.
Right, that is an unusual combo.
So it's like the most prestigious national airline kangaroo, but you can shoot. Like it should be not.
Because they're a pest in the outback.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't you think the mascot for the prestigious airline should be?
And for the country. Isn't
Yeah.
it on the national arms?
Yeah, shouldn't it be a protected animal?
Yeah, it is unusual. It's like, like in America, if you killed a bald eagle,
Yeah.
you'd be in a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But in Australia, the government actually pays you to shoot kangaroos.
It's a weird.
We farm emus.
Yeah. But they're on the coin.
Mm.
But the bald eagle's like this rarefied mascot and symbolic.
Government puts a lot of money into protecting it.
Yeah, majestic.
They're not eating it
Yeah.
and farming it.
I mean, like the Qantas, having a kangaroo, it's like staying at a cockroach hotel that's 5 stars.
Because there's so many.
Yeah.
It's so commonplace is what you mean.
Yeah.
Like there, it's a commonplace.
rodent.
Yeah.
I'm staying at the cockroach. 5 stars. Like the emblem is like a crawling, like it looks like a pest company.
Right. Because they're so common.
Yeah.
I see.
The ibis.
That is
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
that,
you can actually stay at the ibis.
not a good name.
Well, I think that they banked on the ibis decades ago before it moved into the inner city. Didn't they? You know? Because it is a mystical bird.
Yeah.
Like you say, like the ibis is a beautiful wetlands bird that looks extremely exotic and beautiful.
Yeah.
But then you'll see it eaten out of a bin now, which is sad because it's like watching a man in a tuxedo jump into a dumpster.
Yeah.
You know, looks great, exotic, looks like they're, you know, belong in a professional function. Then they're in the bin trying to find a half-eaten burger.
Which I've seen at charity events before.
Really?
You know, you see the guy in the tuxedo leave and he's just hammered and
Yeah.
he's like
Shitting in the gutter.
yeah, or like the lady's high heel is like impaled a cheeseburger
Yeah.
out of the Funk charity.
There's toilet paper
That's
stuck
like an
in a
ibis.
shoe. Yeah.
An ibis is like a dude drunk out of a charity philanthropic
Smoking
event.
a fucking vape and eating a cheeseburger
Yeah.
because the night's over and they got too drunk.
Yeah.
On that note, I would like to say thank you for listening.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for chatting, Dan. We're both going to be touring regionally. I should have mentioned that at the start. We've got some regional tours coming up over the next few months before the end of the year, around the middle of the year now. Yeah, we're just going to regional parts of Queensland, Adelaide, Perth. I think I'm doing Newcastle, Wollongong. So are you, Rathy. So, yeah, that'll all be up online. That'll be all up on my website and you'll be able to find Rathy as well. Other than that, look after yourselves and we'll see you next time. Thank you.